Wednesday, October the 1st, 2020. Pinch punch and all that. Although it's well past noon. It's 3 PM, perhaps a bit later at the moment. And I'm actually filming this up in Rutland, England's smallest county. And this is the village of Hambleton and its church, St Andrew's. Couldn't film last week due to the weather. So I found a window today twixt forecast heavy rain and storms, although I'm optimistic about tomorrow. So I'm doing a short 6-miler today around the peninsula of this, around the peninsula that juts into Rutland water, which was formerly Europe's largest reservoir. I think Kilda takes that honour now. Got a cracking afternoon, as I say, weather's with me, and a lovely drive up here. Some lovely villages in Northamptonshire and Rutland. So, as I say, about 6 miles, glorious autumn afternoon. Definitely free of COVID here. So let's press on and see what awaits us. Just opposite the church, time stands still. Can't even read what the date says there, but that's the former Post and Telegraph Office. No, I can't read those figures. Looks like 1895 would make sense, but can't be sure of that. Looks like a residential house now. Some lovely soft, is that limestone? Not sure. Somebody will be able to correct me. Walking past the local hostelry, the Finch's Arms, which also does accommodation for those that require it. I'm actually overnighting in Oakham. Better choice of food there. So there you have it. It's actually a 6-miler that I'm doing today, so unsure where the 7 comes from. But here we go. This is a man-made feature. Could almost be in the Lake District though. And the omnipresent sheep in this area, so I'm told. Right, that's a good start to the walk. First death of the day. And it is indeed a badger, where I commented on one of my walks a fortnight ago that they just started poisoning them up here, gassing them. And there you go, straight away, here's the evidence. Poor creatures. They are not causing TB. Well, that's a cracking vista, isn't it, to start the walk off? Badgers aside, mind you. And as you can see, they're discouraging cyclists on this path. A bit bizarre. Interesting, I'm stood in a little car park, which is basically inaccessible because of the locked gates. But there's a latrine here for those that need one. Well, there's your answer, a couple of fishermen. I'm walking this today in the usual clockwise direction, and I'm currently along the North Shore. So beyond the shoreline on the horizon there, you have county of Rutland, and shortly after that Leicestershire and Leicestershire, I think. Now that building glittering in the sun on the horizon there is, I believe, Barnsdale Hotel and Country Club. And the hall would be not far behind it, but not visible at the moment. Walking through the edge of Armley Wood. Clearly with this woodland being untouched since it was cut off. Nice native woodland. Oak, ash, and of course at lower levels I think it's blackthorn or hawthorn, can't tell at the moment. No berries on it. Hawthorn most likely. Sycamore, still diseased even here. Coming out of Armley Wood, we're actually on the Hereward Way now. I noticed that we've been following that a little way. Hereward, that rings a bell for some reason. Quite interesting, this environment, because we have a height today of 409 feet at the highest point and a low of about 270 odd. So I'm assuming that these are sheer drops. Once you get past land, it doesn't just taper off. Well, it could do, I guess, yeah, thinking about it. But no tide, no waves, just bloom there, algaic bloom I guess that is, from transpiration. The old anglers are well catered for, and it's lovely to do a walk where I'm not moaning about the litter or anything else in that regard actually. Just looking at this bin. There are plenty of cattle around, I noticed, but safely on the other side of the fence. And I did learn from somebody in the week that my presumptions about steroids and beef cattle are in fact wrong. It's the dairy herds that are doing most of the attacking, as another PE teacher was attacked, as I said on the last walk I think. But yeah, it's the dairy herds with their calves that are the problem. The beef ones less so, according to the NFU. Seems to me like the rain might be coming with this wind picking up. Nicely positioned seat there. We don't go that way, turn left. And you've got fallen willow there, I believe, of some description. And out in the distance, one of those limnological towers. Worth googling that. I don't know what they do, but something to do with gauging all the ingredients of the water, depth, etc., quality. What a cracking afternoon, eh? No noise either, apart from the odd biplane I've noticed. Plenty of bird song around as well. Predominantly at this time of year, the robin starting to mark out his territory on the wooded sections. The very good quality track that I'm following at the moment, as you can see, is shared access with the fishermen. Looks like cyclists as well, and thankfully no horses though. Now the version of the walk I'm doing does in fact go down this lane towards Half Moon Spinney on the map. Most of the other variants I saw continue that way, which I'll do when I get back. Here you get good indication of the red sandstone, I think it is, in the soil. And as you can hear in the background, one of those biplanes again. Not sure what the airport is nearby, but plenty of old classics about. And as I suspected, there are a couple of pleasantly situated benches here. What an amazing location. That's Normanton Church, which clearly by the creation of the dam, sorry not the dam, the reservoir, has been isolated. I wonder if it's still in use. Incredible. Got some swans here, not sure which variety. Orange beaks as opposed to yellow, possibly Buick. I don't know my swans. Very nice, isn't it, the three of them? So graceful. There you go. Getting to know each other. And although I'm not stopping today, we do have a memorial this week. Nice position. So there we go. Back on track now. What a wonderful place this is. Away from all the stresses of the world. COVID in particular. Just talking to a local. Very few cases here. She knows of one, but that's about it. Now walking towards Hinman's Spinney prior to entering Hinman's Wood. So another good wooded section, this time on the south coast. Lots of gulls, little gulls I think, and cormorants about. And with the amount of biplanes flying over, makes me wonder if they do organised viewing trips of the reservoir. Possibly. There are certainly mosquitoes around, I've heard them. Don't want to get bitten tonight, thank you. Nice memorial seat there to Andrew Pemberton. Not very old. God rest his soul. And that's the view from his bench or seat. Yeah, almost like being at the seaside. Yacht marina over there as well. Just seen a white egret, little one. So they're up here as well as in my back garden. It's interesting because you do get a sort of sea smell as well from the whatever's in the reservoir. Can't imagine there's seaweed in here, but there's some kind of plant giving off a similar aroma. There, for example, and that's what was attracting the egret. So although I haven't seen any today, apparently there's deer about, and they're browsing on the bark, hence the fencing. As I've said before, deer are one creature I don't mind being reduced in number, but badgers, poor critters, get blamed for everything. First bit of pollution today, and I bet that's blown over from Leicestershire. There's one of said little egrets. Seems to like that weedy area. First time I've seen that. Goats and horses in the same field. Interesting. They obviously get on, I suppose. Hambleton Old Hall, which was previously a farmhouse, apparently. So you've got a couple of options here. You can either take a right short circuit back to the village, or as I'm doing, continue on the multi-trail around the peninsula. I mean, on an evening like tonight, there's only one option really. That one, as opposed to that one, next to this very grand house. Wonderful, all the south facing properties, attracting prime money, I'm sure. Dinner is served. Thankfully it's not me. Now that robin was singing in a foreign language. I've heard about this. You get invaders, well not invaders, but winter visitors that come over, mingle with our own robins, and you wouldn't know the difference, apart from when they sing maybe. That one definitely had a different song to our normal resident ones, although he's now back into normal song. I reckon he's a winter visitor. Parting view of the south shore as we do a right now and approach the northern shore. Wonderful. The final half mile or so is walking along the main road on the peninsula, which is surprisingly busy in rush hour, it now being about 5:30. Well, here we are, 2.5 hours, 6.5 miles later, back at St Andrews. And a very pleasant leg stretcher that was. Nice autumn afternoon up here in pretty much COVID-free Rutland, or certainly the Peninsula, Hambleton. Nice underfoot, any time of the year that would be good. No issues whatsoever with that walk. Wonderful. Highly recommended. So until the next time, which might be tomorrow, depending on the weather, might not be. Let's see.